Hello and welcome to ATFX's core PCE price index preview. Most of you will know if you've been following our videos that the core PCE is the prime inflation data that the Federal Reserve used to make its decision with regard to inflation on interest rates. We have had huge moves over the last few days on geopolitical updates, mainly from the Middle East. In the last week, we've had strikes from Israel on Iran, strikes back from Iran on Israel, strikes from the U.S. onto Iran, and also a retaliatory strike back onto US military bases. But we are expecting, and we have heard of a ceasefire, it has been announced in the last few hours, we are expecting markets to calm down and then focus back on fundamentals. And you don't get anything more impactful on fundamentals than what the Fed's watching for their inflation numbers. Another big factor that we're looking at is last night, we did hear from Fed Vice Chair Michelle Bowman. She actually pulled up the possibility of a rate cut in July. Now, that had not been thrown out there at all by any members of the Fed, and we will get some update from Jerome Powell later today. What we're looking from this PCE data is the potential for some longer-term trades to be set once we've got a lot of the geopolitical concerns out of the way. First up, let's look at this core PCE. Now, it has stepped down over the last few months in line with what they've been hoping for that enables them to cut rates. The reason we're not seeing rate cuts yet, and it has been pushed out, is because of tariff concerns and now big geopolitical concerns. But what we're looking for on Friday, early in that New York session, the main data coming out, and we're expecting a 0.1% month-on-month increase. Now, if we get any deviation on that number by 0.2, probably 0.2, maybe 0.3, either side, we should see big moves in markets. Now, what we're going to do today, we're going to look at what that data is going to come out, how the market may react, and we'll just look at some of the charts from a longer term basis because they are moving big amounts, big percentage amounts in a daily month. We'll look at gold, we'll look at euro, and we'll look at dollar yen. So without any further ado, I'll cut over to my gold chart first. Okay, so here we are on my gold chart. It's the longer term chart, it's the daily chart. We're looking for longer term trades here. One reason, we're a good few sessions away from this data release. There's plenty going on in the geopolitical world. Also, this is one of the underlying fundamental data points that we get for the Fed, and it will give us a better idea of what the fundamentals are going to do longer term. And maybe you don't necessarily need to trade instantly on this. We will get an instant move, but it will give guys, longer term analysts, an interesting insight into what the Fed are going to do moving forward. So this is gold. We're sitting nicely kind of in the middle of recent ranges here, but obviously very close to that all-time high up at 3,500. I'm not even going to mention the 0.05 that I normally get into. We've seen some volatility. To be honest, it hasn't been as volatile as some may have expected over the last few days. But as you can see, sitting here around about 33.50, if we're sitting close to this, coming into the PCE data, if we're looking at a higher print, if it comes in 0.3, 0.5 wasn't that long ago, that would really pull back rate cut expectations from the Fed. We'd probably see some dollar appreciation and gold would come down to challenge these levels here, maybe break through. That would be the longer term trade we're looking for. A weaker number, pulling in those expectations of a rate cut. I still don't think we're going to get one in July, but maybe September's still favourite for me. But if it brings it in and brings it in a bit stronger, we'd see gold move up to attack these recent highs. Here's the trend line resistance. That's coming in just about, he says, 34.42. A breakthrough there and a breakthrough these recent highs at 34.50 could see us race back up to the all-time high at 3,500, and then we could be moving higher. Geopolitical factors will influence that as well. Right, let's skip over to euro now. That's at a nice position for some trades. So euro is back near those highs that we haven't seen, the annual high, which comes in here around about 116.32. We're only 14 points off, 40 points, I should say, off that at the moment. If we're around these levels come Friday, a weaker print will see that. I'm almost going to guarantee we'll see that level break higher. We're going to hit 117, and I've said this a few times in recent videos. The next target will be 120, and then these highs we haven't seen since 2021 and 2020, I think. First off, we've got to get through the next few days trading, but if we are anywhere near these levels, a lower print, we're expecting 0.1. It comes in negative number. Expect euro to move topside. If we get zero, we're probably going to challenge it anyway. And then because we're hitting new highs, those stop loss orders above there will kick in and give us that extra little impetus to the top side. Conversely, of course, a stronger number will see us drop back into the range. Longer term, we've not got support. There will be key psychological support around the 110 area. There always is, and on the big figures on the way up. Next major tech level is probably this 200-day moving average at 108.41, it's saying on the side there. Yeah, there we go. 34 came up there for me. So that's euro. Could be a really good trading opportunity, especially if we're near these highs coming up on Friday. Let's go and have a little look at dollar yen now. So dollar yen, not surprisingly, has been massively volatile over the last few days and weeks, of course. But last few days, due to the strikes that have been going on in the Middle East, due to that conflict and whether we're going to have a resolution or not, this was the move we got yesterday morning. We came pretty much from just north of 146 all the way to cap out at just above 148, 148.02. We're back now under 146. Massive volatility in dollar yen. We would get that as well with a decent PCE print. So once again, we're sitting mid-range at the moment. 0.1 expected. We come in 0.3, 0.4, even 0.5. We will see the dollar race up, and it probably will challenge this trend line resistance, which is now down at 147.80-ish or 147.75. Weaker numbers, less than zero, I'm going with. We will see it attack these levels. We've got a few lows coming in here around about 143, 142, and then that major trend line support now 141.43, and then the annual low that is down there 139.86. Great trading opportunity for dollar yen from the middle of the range. Similar story with gold, but really probably the favorite at the moment is euro. If we're up near those highs, the lower level, the risk of a lower number coming in could see euro break much higher, and 120 would be in target soon. So that's the call on the PCE. Plenty of water to come under the bridge in the meantime. Thanks for listening to our PCE preview. And as always, if you want to keep up with what's going on in financial markets and up to date with everything from us at ATFX, please subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Thank you.